Hey guys, Hikans here with another World of Warcraft gold making guide. Today I'm going to be sharing one of the best kept gold making secrets in Legion. This gold making technique has netted me an extra 2 million gold in sales every month for over a year, with almost zero competition on the majority of my realms. There wasn't any realistic way to disseminate this information without creating unneeded competition and potentially killing this market. However, with Legion coming to an end soon, I finally decided to make this video. As a thank you to my supporters on Patreon, this guide will be early access to anyone that has ever been a supporter. Even if you had to stop for whatever reason, I will be reaching out to you with a link to this video. I will leave the video set to unlisted on YouTube for about a month before I set it to public, which will give you a head start to make some gold off of this before the general public. I wish there was a way to set it to subscribers only for a few weeks as well, before I set it to public, but unfortunately YouTube doesn't have that option. Either way, I appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel and watched my videos. Thank you so much if you've gone a step further and are or were a patron supporter. I plan to create more early access or maybe even patrons only content like other YouTube channels, so stay tuned. I originally saw potential for this to be a gold making technique when I looked up the item and saw that there were only 25 total being sold across all of NA, with an average price of around 8.5k gold, as you can see from the screenshot of the Undermine journal that I took last year. At the time of making this video, over a year later, in early March 2018, the US meme price has more than tripled to almost 30k. In addition, you can see that many more are being listed across all of NA. So you may be asking yourself, how did this happen? Well, the answer is quite simple. I happened. The majority of these listings are mine. Even on high pops like Sargeras and Tichondrius, which is the highest pop realm in all of NA, I've been able to keep the normal price at around 25k. I've also had very little competition on other medium to high pop realms like Dalaran and Bleeding Hollow, and this is one of the tricks that I use whenever I expand to a new realm to make some easy starting capital. One of the reasons I've been able to have a monopoly on this glyph on most of these realms is that crafting this glyph actually has a huge barrier to entry. You can only purchase the recipe if you're a shaman, as it comes from a shaman-only NPC, and as it is a glyph, you will need to have inscription as one of your professions. The first scribe I leveled in Legion was a Blood Elf priest, which irked me since she was unable to learn, let alone purchase the recipe for this glyph. However, this recipe is sold by an NPC in the open world, so I had a thought. Would a trial shaman with inscription be able to purchase, learn, and craft these glyphs? As it turns out, you can, so this eliminates the barrier to entry entirely and makes it so anyone on any realm can craft and sell these glyphs. So making gold with this is quite simple. Roll a trial shaman, skip the tutorial bar hearthing out, talk to the NPC in Stormwind Harbor for Alliance or just outside Orgrimmar for Horde, and select the option to skip the Legion intro quest. Once you're in Dalaran, you can sell your free tomes for some gold to use towards the purchase of the recipe, and while you're here, make sure to stop by the inscription hut to pick it up as one of your professions. Take the portal to the Vale or Pandaland, then use the portal to Outland and fly to the Old Nagrand. The NPC is named Elementalist Sharlak and can be found at coordinates 60 spot 622. The recipe costs 35 gold, which you should be able to cover with gold from selling your tomes. Once you have the recipe, just learn it, send yourself to Pigment or mill some, and craft a handful of these glyphs. As I have been able to sell these without any contention on 90% of my realms, I've been able to command an average price of around 25k gold per glyph. These are a niche item and you may not sell very many, but on average I sell between 2 to 5 per realm per month. Even if you're only able to sell 2 to 3 per month, that still ends up being an extra 50k or 75k gold every month per realm. If you're like me and on over 30 realms, nearing 40 now, that adds up to over 2 million gold for free every month for not much effort. Anyways, as I said at the start of this video, sharing a technique like this could potentially crash the market on some realms. However, there should still be some gold to be made on most realms. Hope you guys are able to capitalize on this on your realm. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon. Take care and happy gold making. Late.